As the gunship cannon dude, it is my responsibility to investigate all possible facets of the gunship cannon, and in my research I've found some very interesting things to share with you, the Myco people. If you enjoy this deep dive and want to see more like it, please like, comment, and subscribe so you can keep yourself on the cutting edge of fungal fuckery. This video does contain mild spoilers, so if you don't have the gunship cannon prisms and you don't know what those are and you want to know, you can go and check out this video. Otherwise, the Prismless DPS build can be found in my AC-130 glider video. Now before I present to you my findings, I must first present to you a problem. 2363. But if I go over and I throw on the exotic prism, now notice it says plus 36.2% damage. I now do 3515. That is not a 36% increase. So what's happening is each prism actually gives a flat base damage increase, despite not saying it. Which the exotic prism and everything else then multiplies off of. So because the prisms are base damage increases, they are one of the most powerful items in the game because a base damage increase, especially when you're getting this amount of damage multiplication, plus 750%, plus 50%, plus 56%, plus 240%. 1,000% increase on what is a 50% base damage increase. Remember, that 1,000% is multiplying off of that. Gives you absolutely insane damage. Taking me from 2,600 a shot up to 3,515. A ridiculous damage increase. Now, in order to determine the DPS of this build, I have found out how much time it takes between each shot, which is about 0.28 seconds, giving us a rate of fire of 3.57 shots per second. This gives us a baseline DPS of 12,548.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Now, if we want to get even more DPS than that, we have a couple of options. We can go with the tinderbox approach and focus prism and set ourselves on fire, but that's not super effective, and it's also kind of dangerous, because you might explode. Actually, scratch that. You have a percentage chance to definitely fucking explode. Instead, we're going to take all our sources of generic multiplicative damage, and then stack them. Plugging this new damage per shot into our DPS calculator gives us a DPS value of 23,065. Now, I understand this isn't raw damage and does require a little bit of setup, but the point of this is the setup is fairly minimal for what is pretty extreme. Now, supposedly with the lead flinger you can get damage that rivals this, but it's, in my opinion, more considered to be burst damage because it's inconsistent. You may not get the reload to proc and then you're sitting there fumbling your fucking gun. Due to its quality of life improvements, I'd say lead flinger is generally about the same place as gunship cannon, even though it kind of falls behind in consistent damage. I think they're both great. They're so effective that I see pretty much no reason, at least for me, to use anything other than these two weapons. Maybe Swarm Launcher for ammo regen, but still. Carver is pretty cool, but Carver requires you to actually touch the enemies, which is a lot more dangerous on higher levels. I don't know, generally the answer that echoes in the back of my head when I ask myself the question, how the fuck do I kill that? It's typically gunship cannon that echoes forth.
Where is he? Where is he? There is he.
Now this may certainly change in the future, but at least for the time being, if you want to vaporize whatever dastardly fiend has put himself in your way, you kinda have to use the gunship cannon. Lead flinger if you want to be fancy about it, plate launcher if you wish to rip apart the fabric of reality, but for me, gunship cannon is where it's at, and that's what I recommend other people to use. Well, I hope you enjoyed my inane ramblings and hopefully learned something. Maybe you'll try out this build and see for yourself just how fucking busted it is. Either way, I hope you had a great day. I hope you get good loot drops, I guess. I don't know. No way!